Ever wonder how some people seem to, always snag the best deals in crypto, especially early on?
Yeah, like they've got some inside track.
Exactly. Well, imagine getting rewarded just for exploring what's new. That's basically the idea behind Binance Alpha Points. It's aimed right at you if you're someone keen on staying informed and spotting those opportunities.
That's right. It's really Binance's way of encouraging active participation in their Web3 space.
Web3, it's the sort of next-gen internet stuff, right? Decentralized, blockchain.
Precisely. So today we're doing a deep dive into these Binance Alpha Points. We want to unpack what they are, how you can actually earn them, and maybe most importantly, why you should care. We're talking exclusive airdrops, early access, that kind of thing.
Right, the good stuff.
Yeah, and we've looked at Binance announcements, some chatter on Binance Square, crypto news sites, basically trying to piece together how this works for you.
Okay, the mission is clear.
Yeah.
Understand Alpha Points, figure out how to get them, and see why they matter without getting lost in the weeds.
Let's do it.
So, first things first, how do you actually earn these points? Where do they come from?
Okay, so fundamentally, there are two main ways points get calculated. It happens daily, looking back over the last 15 days.
15 days, rolling window.
Yeah.
Got it. And the two ways are?
Balance points and volume points.
Balance points. That sounds simple, like just based on what you hold.
Exactly. You earn these just by holding eligible crypto assets in your Binance Exchange account or your Binance wallet. There are tiers.
Tiers. Heck.
Yeah. If you hold between, say, $100 and just under $1,000, you get 1 point a day.
Okay, main point.
Hold between $1,000 and just under $10,000, that's 2 points daily.
Right.
$10,000 up to almost $100,000 gets you 3 points a day.
Getting better.
And if you're holding $100,000 or more, that's 4 points every single day. So just holding can build your score passively.
Good to know. Even just having assets parked there does something. Okay, what about volume points? Sounds more active.
It is. Volume points come from buying specific tokens that Binance designates as alpha tokens.
Buying, specifically, not selling.
Correct. Selling doesn't add points. It's all about the buying activity, either on the Binance Exchange or using their keyless wallet. It's like a reward for jumping into the market for these chosen tokens.
And how does that scale? More buying equals more points, I assume?
Yes, and it scales quite interestingly. It's sort of exponential. Buying just $2 worth gets you 1 point.
Okay.
Double that to $4, you get 2 points. $8 gets 3 points. $16, 4 points.
Ah, I see the pattern. Each doubling adds a point.
Exactly. $32 is 5 points. $64 is 6. $128 is 7. And it keeps going like that. More buying volume, especially bigger jumps, really boosts the score.
Okay, so it's a mix then. Holding assets gives you a base, but actively buying these alpha tokens is where you can really ramp things up. Consistent activity seems key over that 15-day period.
That's the core idea. Balance and consistent buying of alpha tokens work together.
All right, so people are earning points.
Right.
Practically speaking, where do you actually check your score? Is it buried somewhere in the app?
No, they've made it fairly easy to find. In the Binance app, you just tap More, then look for information.
Okay. More than information.
And right there, you should see Alpha Points. Click that, and it shows your current score.
Simple enough. Good. So we know how to get them, how to check them. Now, the big question. Why bother? What do these points do for you? What's the payoff?
Well, this is where it gets exciting. Alpha Points are basically your ticket to potentially valuable perks within the Binance world, especially their Web3 side. Think of them as keys.
The keys to unlock. What exactly? Give me some examples.
Airdrops are a big one. Getting free tokens from new projects.
Free tokens are always nice.
Right. For example, one report mentioned that having around 205 points might have netted someone about 482 RDAC tokens in one airdrop.
Wow. Okay. So real value potentially just for being active.
Absolutely. And beyond airdrops, points can get you into token generation events, TGEs.
TGEs, that's like the initial launch, right? Getting in super early.
Exactly. When the tokens first become available, PRAI was mentioned as one where you needed a certain alpha points balance just to participate. It's about getting in on the ground floor, potentially.
So early access before the general rush.
That's a big part of it. And it also extends to getting early looks at new coins listed on Binance itself or other Web3 projects they're involved with. It's about being in that slightly privileged early group.
An edge. Basically. Has we seen this play out recently? Any concrete examples?
Yeah, definitely. The CyTN token listing that's for ETHSign on Binance Alpha is a great recent case.
What happened there?
There was an airdrop tied to it, but only for users who hit a certain alpha points level. And here's the kicker. They didn't announce the required score until launch day, April 28th.
Ooh, cutting it close.
And the tokens were dropped super fast, like within 10 minutes of trading starting. If you didn't already have the points, you missed out. You had to be ready.
Wow. Okay. So you really need to be consistently building that score just in case.
Exactly. And looking forward, there's an OBOL airdrop planned for May 7th, 2025. Again, it's for users who had enough points by the deadline. The good part there is it's automatic. If you qualify, the tokens just appear.
Automatic is convenient. No claiming hoops to jump through.
Right. And just to give a sense of achievability, there was another airdrop for BOP that needed 137 points. Some folks reported hitting 150 points in about 15 days.
Okay, so it's definitely possible to build up a decent score fairly quickly if you're active.
Yeah, it shows it's within reach.
All right, the benefits are clear. Airdrops, early access, makes sense why you'd want these points. So let's talk strategy. How can you really maximize your score? What are the best approaches?
Okay, strategy. First, the obvious one for balance points. Hold more eligible assets. The more value you hold in your Binance accounts, the more points you get daily. Remember that $100 minimum to start earning, though.
Right, more assets, more passive points. Simple enough. What about the active side, the volume points? How do you boost those effectively?
Well, the main lever there is just consistently buying more of the designated alpha tokens. Like we said, higher daily purchase volume means more points, and that doubling effect really rewards bigger buys.
And crucially, only buying counts, not selling.
Exactly. Focus on accumulating through buys. Selling won't help your score here.
Are there any, special offers or promotions Binance runs to help speed things up?
Yes, definitely keep an eye out for those. Promotional events can give you a serious boost. For instance, they've run promos where buying alpha tokens on the BSC chain.
The Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah, or placing limit buy orders for alpha tokens, maybe on any network, counted double towards your volume scored during the promo. There was one that started around May 1st, 2025.
Double counting. Okay, that sounds powerful. How would that work with actual numbers? Can you give an example?
Sure. So let's imagine a promo where BSC buys and all limit buys get doubled. If you made, say, a $100 regular buy of an alpha token on some other chain.
Okay, standard $100 buy.
Then maybe you bought $110 of an alpha token on BSC.
That one gets double.
Right. And maybe you placed a $120 limit buy order for another alpha token plus a $130 limit buy for a BSC alpha token. Both of those limit orders also get doubled in this scenario.
Okay, so lots of doubling.
Yeah. Your total calculated volume for the day would be the $100 standard buy plus 2 times the $110 for the BSC buy plus 2 times $120 for the first limit order plus 2 times $130 for the BSC limit order.
So that's $100 plus $220 plus $240 plus $260, $820.
Exactly. $820 in calculated volume for that day, which, based on the scaling point system, would give you a much bigger point boost than if you'd just done regular buys totaling the same initial amount.
Wow, okay, so paying attention to those promotions and maybe shifting how you buy during them can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. It pays to read the details when those promos pop up.
What about keeping costs down? All this buying could involve fees. Any cost-effective tips?
Yeah, that's a good point. One common strategy is to focus your alpha token buying on Binance Smart Chain, BSC.
Because the fees are lower.
Generally, yes. The transaction fees, the gas fees, tend to be significantly lower on BSC compared to, say, Ethereum mainnet. This makes frequent buying less costly. Some people even suggest looking for alpha tokens on BSC that have decent liquidity and aren't super volatile, like maybe $2B was mentioned, to manage costs and risk.
Makes sense. Lower fees help, especially if you're making lots of smaller buys. Any other chains worth looking at?
Some people also explore other low-fee chains if alpha tokens are available there. Solana and Sonic were mentioned as possibilities.
Like KMNO or Ninanon tokens, perhaps?
Yeah, those names came up in some discussion. So it's worth checking where the alpha tokens you're interested in trade and comparing the transaction costs across different networks.
So be smart about where you buy, not just what you buy.
Exactly. Cost efficiency matters. There's also this other approach some try, sort of a score boosting plus investment idea.
How does that work?
It involves picking alpha tokens to buy for points, but also choosing ones you think might actually go up in value. Like Dorgork was mentioned as having high volume, maybe suggesting potential.
Trying to get points and make a profit on the token itself.
Right. But you need to be really careful with this. It adds investment risk just for the sake of points. If you tried this, focusing on tokens with relatively stable price charts might be safer than chasing volatile ones.
Yep.
Do your homework, basically.
Yeah, sounds like it requires extra research. Don't gamble just for points.
Definitely not. And one last thing to constantly keep in mind is that 15-day rolling average.
Right. It smooths things out.
Yeah, so consistent daily activity, even smaller amounts, often works out better for your average school than just a few huge buys with big gaps in between. Missing days might even slightly pull your score down, according to some takes on the system. Regular engagement seems rewarded.
Okay, that's a lot of good tactical advice. If we boil it all down, what are the absolute key things listeners should take away from this?
I think the main thing is these Binance Alpha Points are your potential key to unlocking some pretty cool, maybe even lucrative opportunities in Binance's Web3 ecosystem.
Like a VIP pass you earn through activity?
Sort of, yeah. And to earn it, you need to be active. Hold eligible assets, yes, but also strategically buy those alpha tokens.
And keep your eyes peeled.
Absolutely. Stay informed, check the Binance announcements, check the Alpha Points section in the app regularly. Look for new alpha tokens, new airdrop announcements, any changes to the rules.
And maybe don't wait too long to get started.
That seems wise. Starting to build points now means you're ready for current opportunities. It's possible the requirements, the number of points needed for things might go up over time as more people get involved.
Right, get in while the getting's good, potentially. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Binance Alpha Points. A system rewarding you for holding assets and buying specific alpha tokens within Binance. Doing this gives you a shot at airdrops, early project access, and other Web3 perks. Understanding how points are calculated and being consistently active seems to be the way to make the most of it.
That sums it up well. And, as this whole Web3 space keeps changing so fast, programs like this are Binance's way of getting users like you involved directly. It's dynamic, but the core advice remains. Stay curious, always do your own research, understand how these things work before jumping in.
Makes sense. So the question for you listening is, what strategies are you thinking about now for boosting your alpha points? And are there any upcoming projects in the Binance ecosystem that have caught your eye already? This has been our deep dive, but really, it's just the start of exploring what the Binance Alpha ecosystem might hold.